Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with Euro USD, I've got a few other pairs in as well, so be sure to stay tuned to the end. So Euro USD, so we've been looking at this for quite some time and sort of debating whether we are moving down or we are going to continue on the uptrend. I think at the moment it is still unclear. There is my level. You can see 127.85 is my level. We tagged it yesterday and we've pretty much been doing nothing since we hit that level, and the level to the upside is going to be this grouping here. So if you look at it at first glance, shoulder, head, shoulder, we obviously need to break below this 127.85 and retest that for that to happen. If we look at the 1 hour, nothing really on offer at the moment. We could argue that this pullback here was a retest of a breakout. I'm not entirely convinced because what I see at the moment is a little bit of a flag. So you can see there's the strong sort of bit of a rally off a level, pull back into some sort of a flag, and now we're kind of looking at that kind of scenario at the moment. So for me, this is still sit on hands. Above and below the moving averages, nothing really transpiring here. And if you can't see the consolidation pattern, there it is there. Okay, so I think that pretty much the play that I see at the moment is there's a fairly decent opportunity for a long stop below the swing low of this morning. But I obviously want to see a rally, pullback, find structure, and then buy into that. But ultimately, I'm sitting on hands on Euro USD. US dollar, Japanese yen. Remember, we had the rally, we then had the flag, we've had the flag break. There it is there. So there's our flag break. Measured move should be along those lines. But I'm not going to jump in long up top here. It could just form a range and then sort of range about here. There is data coming out today. So for me, I'd want to see a pullback onto structure. That structure is going to be somewhere in this area here. You can see there's a lot of interaction here. So if I come to the 1 hour, you'll see pretty solid move up yesterday. A strong move up. But I want to see a pullback onto structure before buying into this and being convinced that it is going to start moving back to the upside. So pullback, structure, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So for me, there's an area right there. There will be an area lower down along here. So 103.895 or 104.082 or 104 dead would also be an indication that we may be continuing to the upside. So well worth watching. I think this is a little bit more of a better setup than what the Euro USD is at the moment. The British pound, Japanese yen, we're still battling with this level, to be honest. I mean, we have broken through it, and it does look like we've tested it. So this area here, which is 142.292, we've broken up. Pin bar, bear bar, you know, so big up, big down, big up, big down, big confusion. Look at my oscillators here, indicating that we need to be very wary, and that just reinforces that. You can see we're buying off the bottom here, which is interesting, but I want to see a grouping of my oscillators. So for me, I think this is going to range a little bit today. I'll probably range around here or even pick up the high here, but it needs to build some structure, and that's what it's trying to do. So if we can keep this level held, 142.292, then we have a pretty solid head and shoulders target to the upside, which is basically this here. So if we move that up, something like that, we're looking for an ultimate target a little bit below that of 144.139. So I think the key here is to see what happens at 142.658. If we get above it, find support and we start climbing, long it is, stop below the low of the day. Aussie dollar, US dollar, that's another one that we've been watching, and it does look like we are declining. but I'm still not entirely convinced. So that is kind of what it looks like to me right now. So it looks like it's just forming a channel to the downside. We should come off some support around this area where we have tagged already, which is 076193, and possibly a little bit lower down. And there's another area right there, which is 075829. The point here is that the trend is very strong to the upside, and when you've got a strong trend like this and you have an area of consolidation, the probability is consolidate more than a break to the upside over and above a break to the downside. So the same thing we've been watching on the S&P and the Dow, where we've been running in a channel, and the break to the upside of the channel, 25% probability of that playing out. That's exactly the situation you have here that's brewing. So a break to the downside here, and a retest and a proper rejection, that gives us a 25% probability that we're going to move to the downside. So there's a higher probability that we're going to break the channel to the upside. So just keep that in mind. So for me, I'm not entirely convinced we are changing the trend on the dollar at the moment. I think the media would love you to believe that, so that the big financial institutions can get in on the action and take some money off us. So be wary with this. I think I'm just sitting and watching this. I do believe that this channel, it just looks to me like it's setting up nicely for another move to the top of the channel. So that's kind of what I'm watching at the moment. And risk to reward is low, so the stop, it would be pretty much around this area here. Let me just get I would actually just do a stop somewhere around here, 076100. Let's just see, there we go. So there's the structure there. So stop would be 075950. 075950 would be a stop for a long off here for a move to the upside. Just wait for the European Open. Get onto the 15 minutes on this, and what you're looking for is a break of structure, and there's your current structure at the moment. So just put that in. So there's my current structure. You can see it was a retest of a breakout. That's my current structure. So break above that, retest, long, stop below the low of the day. Simple as that. Okay, Euro Pound, just a new chart that we're looking at the moment. It does look like we have some kind of a move to the downside that's brewing at the moment. We were sort of trending down over a couple of weeks, trended up a bit and then down. So it is a little bit of a range, granted. Oh, sorry, I didn't open this chart before we did the video. Let's just give it a little while to sort this nonsense out. Okay, so if you look at that, you know, we've been ranging to the upside. So sort of range, and I say ranging to the upside, it's, I hope you can see it's pretty clear, but there, you can see we're making higher highs. Now we made a sort of a lower high, and we are currently busy making a lower low. So, you know, are we bottom of range, or are we looking at a break to the downside? So if you look at the history of this, it's fairly flat in this zone. So coming back to the 8 hour, you know, logic would dictate that we should be looking for an opportunity to buy into this shortly for another move back into the upside. But yeah, it's just something which just popped up on my radar this morning, and if you look at that structure there, that's a nice double bottom, diversions, low, lower low, oscillators not conforming, and we have now sort of broken above this area here. So what I'm looking for is 088474. I want to see a bounce above that. You can have a deep stop below the swing low here, because what's going to happen here is that is your measured move to the upside. Okay, so and the chart's still up. Oh, I have no idea what just happened there. Okay, so that's kind of straight into this area here, this area of confusion. So I would actually just bring it down to around there. So moral of the story, quite simple. We break above 088474 and retest it pretty much like we've done here, but I want a decent candle on that. Then I'm looking for a 088743 profit area, and the stop is pretty much going to be below the low of today at the moment. Okay, I'm not even going to bother putting it down here. Put a nice tight stop up, nice decent risk to reward. Another one that is popping up is British pound, New Zealand dollar. Now this is something that just makes my mouth water. You can see this zone here, we battled with it to break through. We then broke through, and we've been testing it quite some time. Now, for me, we can't really go back to this swing low here. I suppose we could, sort of a double head, and there's my shoulder, and there's my other shoulder. I think for me, the simplicity of this is, here's your cup, here's your handle, we're breaking above, that's my neckline. So that's 191490. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for structure here. So come to the 1 hour, and you'll see yesterday was a pretty solid bull day. A decent break and retest the moving averages. I'm looking to buy, and I'm looking to buy off structure. Structure at the moment is on the hour, every one of these swing lows. That is my structure right now. So that is the area I'm looking to buy in off. A little bit oversold, overbought at the moment, so I want to see a bit of sideways action, or even a decent pullback into structure. There are a few gaps down here as well, and even if we can get a nice decent deep pullback into this area, that would also interest me. So that's 190730. We're looking at 191168. We're looking at 191303. Okay, I think this one's a little bit too close, so I'm not really going to worry about that. But yeah, probably another one worth trading, London breakout as well. Remember, let it run until the UK Open, and then draw your range in for the low of the day and the high of the day at that point. Break above it on the 15 and a close above it, that's long. Break below it on the 15, that's short. If it is short, then you can pretty much pick up a move down to 197.30, but that's the area that I'm looking to buy. Looking for a longer term play on this one, definitely. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch up with you bright and breezy tomorrow morning. Enjoy the day, and cheers for now.